Overcast, but all right. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Championship on ESPN. Step right up, folks. This morning, the battle for bronze comes to life. Team Australia gets a rematch 5 years in the making at United Stadium in Towson, Maryland, against Team England, which medaled at the Aussies' expense in 2017. Check out the bracket. No surprises in the quarterfinals Wednesday. Australia and England were bounced in the semis on Thursday. Those four squads enjoyed a practice day yesterday, and now it is time to medal. Very glad you set the alarm early, along with Rachel Becker-DeCecco, a two-time national champion at Princeton and a Tewaaraton Award winner. I'm Joe Beninati. Rachel, these two teams are very, very hungry. How do you expect this game to play out?
I expect a very physical matchup today. England has a hard driving attack. They're going up against a really gritty, tough Australian D.
In what could be her final game at the World Championship, Hannah Nielsen brings tremendous Australian pride to the table.
Hannah Nielsen is a leader on this team. Coach Trish Adams called her their standard setter. She has won at every level, NCAA, gold medal in 2005, two-time Tewaaraton winner. Look for Hannah Nielsen to have a big day today.
Such a classy player. England has earned rave reviews in this tournament with Megan Whittle prompting a lot of celebrations.
Meg Whittle loves to have the ball in her stick, and she loves to go to goal hard. 24 goals so far this tournament. Australia is going to have to minimize her productivity today if they want to be successful.
Flashy and effective. Whittle had the bronze medal winning goal 5 years ago. So who gets the glory today? You'll be finding out soon. We have the opening draw in the bronze medal game straight ahead next. Rachel, they met in pool play, and it was Team England that dominated.
England beat Australia in the pool play 12-4 off of a 5-goal performance from Meg Whittle. A shutout in the fourth quarter. Australia only had one shot, Joe. This was in pool play. These teams have played several games since then. They're different teams, so look for some new looks today from both of these teams offensively and defensively.
As a result now, Trish Adams, the head coach for Australia, says, we are much more connected. We will be better in this bronze medal game. This was motivation for this side, which lost 5 years ago to Phil Collier and England on English soil through the rain in a game that went into overtime. These two teams tend to play very attractive games against one another. We're so glad you've tuned in. It's Australia and England for bronze. Liz Brush will be our head official today as we are with you from Unitas Stadium in Towson, Maryland on another dreary, slightly rainy day. Liv Wimpenny, expected to be a draw circle specialist for England throughout, lined up opposite against Stacey Moreland. And is it me, or did somebody forget to bring the lacrosse ball to midfield?
Details, Joe. One small, minor detail there.
That one's kind of important. 11-day tournament. 29 nations, the largest women's world championships ever. And this one is worth bronze. England in the red, Australia in the green. They dig for the opening draw control, and it comes up for the English side with Emily Knowles, a defender who hails from the North Carolina Tar Heels National Championship program.
One of the best defenses in the country, North Carolina, Emily Knowles. We'll see Brooklyn Walker-Welsh later today, and Emma Trenchard. She is a tough defender and really good on that draw circle for Team England.
You think Carolina's pretty well represented in this tournament? All right, for sure. In the Women's World Championships, the roster sizes are 18. We play 10 on 10, 6 on 6 inside the restraining line. There is no shot clock. Megan Whittle from free position's been dynamite. She rings the iron in the first minute of the game. Whittle is now 10 for 15 from the 11-meter fan. 11 meters measured from the goal line, where Addie Cunningham stands for the Aussies. Slingshot, another pipe.
Nearly half the goals in the semifinal for England were off free position. They are really skilled at getting fouls called against defense. So already one for Megan Whittle today. Look for a lot of hard drives from her.
Southorn was great in the semifinal loss to Canada. She had 3 goals and an assist. Claire Farram is one of the captains. She'll work it with Tilly Shires. Shires dodging, trying to get underneath. Tough angle. Score! Tilly Shires.
Meg Whittle here with 2 pipes early on in this game. Tilly Shires, a hard challenge. That's good defense by Australia, holding her ground. They were looking for that charge call there. She really barreled her way in.
Shires converts. 15 minutes on the clock. Running time quarters. They'll stop it on the official's whistle in the first, second, and third frames in the final 30 seconds. In the last 2 minutes of regulation, we will play stop time. England, overall a mark of 4-3. Australia, through pool play and through the championship bracket, a mark of 3-4. Nielsen comes up with it, and it's possession time for the Australians. Beck Lane wears 3 in the green, goes inside, Latch! She scores! Georgia Latch right back at you.
Immediate response from Team Australia. Georgia Latch has been so great for this team. Just a rising sophomore at Loyola, plays for Jen Adams. Playing well beyond her years, immediate impact, maturity that we've seen from Georgia Latch in this tournament. She has gotten better and better every game.
She was selected for the tournament before her outstanding first season at Loyola. Jen Adams told her sister Trish, "Don't worry, this is a player we can count on," and has she ever delivered? Georgia Latch, the brightest future on this Australian squad.
When Jen Adams talks about lacrosse, Joe, you should always listen.
One of the game's all-time greats. Just shy of the 4-minute mark, just getting started in the bronze medal game. The gold medal game features the top 2 seeds, the United States and Canada. That comes your way from this field at noon over on ESPN2. Joe Beninati, Rachel Becker-DeCecco with you today as the rain intensifies a little bit more. How does rain affect lacrosse players, Rachel?
Well, in this tournament, they're quite used to it. We've had weather for the past 10 days, but footing, you got to make sure your footing, you're not slipping defensively, keeping those body low. And offensively, sometimes the sticks can get wet, so you just got to be really careful and just be ready for some adjustments. Just a great feed there by Beck Lane in your lower left, and a nice finish by Georgia Latch right on top of the goalie. Really good poise there by Latch.
Free position for Quass, who played collegiately at Maryland. Quass closes, bounce shot, score!
One of the fastest players on this Australian team. Quass quick off the 8. Looked like some of the England D wasn't quite ready for that. You see her put her hand up. Maybe they didn't hear the whistle. Quass took advantage, went straight down there. Really uncontested.
Just out of reach for England's goalkeeper, Britt Reed. Quass makes it 2-1. She has tallies, Theo does, in 5. Make that now 6 of the 8 games played for Australia. As Reed mulls it over inside that goal circle. Britt Reed, the starter for Phil Collier. Katie Greenwood would be her understudy. Addie Cunningham gets the start in the bronze medal game for Australia. Carly Evans is second chair to her.
They're going to do a redraw here, Joe. It did not go high enough above their head, so they're going to reset this draw. NCAA, this would be alternate possession. International rules, they will redraw.
2 veterans meeting at inside the draw circle. Morlang for Australia, Merrifield for England. Possession to another veteran, Hannah Nielsen, who did not have a point in the first meeting against England back on the 30th of June in pool play. She means to make amends for that. Kelly on the go. Stephanie Kelly over the top. Ashton Hiron is hovering around that 11-meter fan. Quass goes to the split dodge. Fires that one wide. There was a whistle before the shot was released.
Shooting space against England. Australia did a nice job of pulling those cutters through, and England found themselves in shooting space off of Quass's challenge.
Quass is 3 for 7 in this tournament on the free position shot. Lets it go, had this one erased, and Reed finds it at her feet.
England ready that time off the 8-meter.
Reed throws a bomb on the mark there for her defender, Chloe Chan. Chan has possession as we get inside the restraining line. 6-on-6. There's Olivia Hump, former Princeton standout. Merrifield, who missed the first 4 games of pool play, a minor injury sustained in practice a couple of weeks ago. She's good to go in the championship bracket. Such a leader for Team England in red. Whittle with a great speed. Gets underneath, inside, works on the sweep. Switch it up there. Smith fires off the post. Is there a magnet in that goal post? That's the 3rd off the frame in the first 7 minutes. Clearing attempt for Australia's Abby Thorne, who turns 20 today. Happy birthday, Abby, in this bronze medal match. Beck Lane weaving her way through the traffic. Beck Lane, 2-year captain of the St. Joseph's University Hawks in the Philly area. Lane may be the best shooter on this team. She had the assist on the opening latch marker. Now Kelly goes to work. Stephanie Kelly, who had 4 against Ireland in the championship bracket. Latch flips it back. Lane, she'll change the point of attack for Hiron. Hiron off the roll dodge. Well marked there on the outside by Emily Gray. Nielsen fires, that's too tall.
Really impressed with England's defense. I was in the semifinals against Canada as well. They are physical, they are tough. They do a great job communicating. A lot of movement here by this Australia attack, and England is doing a nice job staying with it.
You really did give them good marks for their D against the Canadians, and how it would carry over into the bronze medal game was a point for you to focus upon. Off the restart, coming in off the end line, it's Stephanie Kelly against Chan. Tries to hang her up around that draw, around the goal circle, as Georgia Latch maneuvers with Quas. No shot clock in the Women's World Championships. Different than you'll see at the NCAA Division I level or in Athletes Unlimited, which comes your way on ESPN in a couple of weeks. That snapshot, no goal. Whistle before the drive from Quas.
You've heard me say this before, Joe. It's a tough rule in women's lacrosse. Quas just had a goal taken back because of a defensive foul. You know, you want to, unless there's a safety issue, you want to hold that whistle, let the play develop. Referees must have thought it was safety there, called it back.
Quas closing, bounce shot, score! Her second on the day from free position. England has 3 in a row. Or rather, Australia has 3 in a row to grab a 2-goal lead.
Quas says, you take it back from me, I'm just going to do it again. Different hash, but a very similar look on that challenge from her first free position goal. Theo Quas with 2 today so far for Australia.
She had a goal and an assist in the first meeting when England prevailed over Australia 12-4 in pool play. Team England head coach Phil Collier says, let's talk it over. He'll take the timeout.
This is a good timeout by Coach Collier. You can, all of the energy, all of the momentum right now is in favor of Team Australia. They are getting the draws, they are finishing on attack, and defensively they are playing solid. So he's got to bring his team together and say, before this gets too far away from us, let's get back to what we know, let's get this draw. And then offensively, they've got to move the ball, and Meg Whittle's gotten a few shots off, but maybe try and run some screens, get her a little more open, or bring in Shires or Hump a little bit.
Rachel, whenever we talk with Trish Adams, she always mentions to us how prideful Australia is of its lacrosse legacy and history. Here they are back through the days. The United States has won 8 of the first 10 World Championships. The Aussies have the other 2, and they won them both here.
2005 is particularly tough for me as I was on the receiving end of that loss, but just incredible culture from Team Australia. They talk about mateship. They really do love each other and they have fun, and it's been so evident to watch them throughout this tournament. Building such a good culture this program has. As you said, 2 golds, the only 2 golds that do not belong to Team USA. And this game is about pride for them. They were left off the podium for the first time ever in 2017 at the hands of Team England. They do not want this to happen again.
Team Australia, 3 unanswered markers in the last 7 minutes. Wim Penny back inside that draw circle. Trish Adams says, you know what? We can have fun and still be serious. Australians love to have a good time. Right now, they are pleased with the first 10 minutes of this contest. Fareham the other way for England, picked up by Beck Lane. Claire Fareham, one of the captains for England, leaving to Wimpenny. Wimpenny, who had a couple of goals in the quarterfinal win over Israel. 7th place game today, Haudenosaunee against the Czechs. 5th place game today, Japan against Israel. Fareham works away from the check of Sarah Smith, who's getting better and better as this tournament progresses. And now on the final day is a time to be at your best. Homp will turn, trying to get underneath on Abby Thorne. Double team comes with help from Cunningham. The goalkeeper kicks it out of bounds. It'll be England ball.
Homp loves that underneath job. I love the help by Australia there to try and double team her.
There's Homp flashing to the cage.
Backdoor cuts is the other thing that Homp loves. Always does a great job finding herself open, streaking across the 11-meter fan.
Homp had a huge day in pool play against Scotland. She had a 5-goal game. Fareham will leave it out there. Whittle wants to ISO from the top against Smith. Whittle from the sharp angle, bouncer, score! It just trickled through.
Meg Whittle has an incredibly quick first step. She loves to challenge from the top and gets that one step on her defender, and that's all she needs. It's a great job. Good timing on that release. Help was coming right through the legs of Cunningham.
She hails from Glenwood, Maryland. Her mom was born in England, Mom Annie. Whittle with goals in all 8 games in this tournament. She was dynamite 5 years ago. She was the player who brought the curtain down in the bronze medal win over England, in England. At the sideline, not there in time to make the scoop, was Emily Knowles.
They're going to call this a throw. I don't know. Emily Knowles acted like she didn't touch it. We need to see it again there. But Hannah Nielsen is like, no, this is out on England. This should be our ball. But a throw nonetheless.
No pun intended. We've only seen a handful of these in the entire tournament. And the throw is won by Knowles. Team England in red, the Aussies in green. It's a 3-2 Australia advantage. The lead marker, Quass from free position. Whittle and Shires have tallied for the English side in this bronze medal game. England, the reigning European champions. Back in 2019, they beat the Czech Republic. Homp hovering around the draw circle. She dropped it for a second. Thorne latches on defensively. Olivia Homp rolling under. McNamara was there to help. Southorn, slick scorer from the wing. Shires into traffic, and the whistle comes. This time it's going to be a charge.
The elusive charge call, Joe. Really good positioning by Australia. They did not extend their arms. Shires just really barreled through there.
Trish Adams had been saying, the head coach for Australia, that a lot of the officiating and the fouls in this tournament have not been on the side of the defenders. You know, they've been absorbing a lot of what she would refer to as charges. There she gets the call for her side. Just the first turnover in this action, a well-played first 13 minutes.
We'll see on the lower left here the help that comes from Beck Lane, and they just hold body positioning. Shires just really kind of barreling in. You're not able to do that offensively, and that's the right call.
Latch working behind the goal, swings it for Nielsen. Nielsen, the present-day head coach at the University of Michigan in the Big Ten. Her college greatness authored at Northwestern. Chan right there in her face. 47 seconds left in the opening quarter. Stop time in their final 30 seconds. Hiron in no hurry to go to the goal. No shot clock in the World Championships. Team USA and Team Canada just chilling out, waiting for their gold medal game, which starts at noon. Lane goes to the cage, fires. That one pings the post. The rebound for Chloe Chan. So Britt Reed hears a very friendly sound. Cunningham has had 3 of those at her end in the Aussie goal. Reed, who was such a standout in Athletes Unlimited play, and the second season of Athletes Unlimited comes your way. It begins on the 21st. Snapshot here. Score! From down under. Hump.
Huge goal to tie this up with just 2 seconds left in this quarter. Great ball movement by England to get it down quickly. Hump using her power and strength there. This catch, turn, kind of puts her stick around the attacker there to find some space. Bounces it past Cunningham.
Olivia Hump has goals in all 8 games of the tournament. Connecticut native who works at the Pentagon now. You see the damage that she did leading Team England in the World Championships of 2017. England taking bronze at the Australian expense in that tournament. And like you, Rachel Becker-DeCecco, she loves Princeton.
She does. She's still playing with her stick, Joe.
With her tiger stick?
Her tiger stick.
I love it. We are done with one. As expected, Australia and England, a very tight checking game. Trish Adams is in a good mood this morning. Everybody's wide-eyed and ready. The bronze medal game continues. We're done with 15 and tied up at 3-all. "15 minutes complete in the bronze medal game of the World Lacrosse Women's World Championships. 3-3 Australia and England. Rachel, we waited over 1,800 days for these World Championships between 2017 and 2022, delayed by the global pandemic, and boy, has this tournament grown over time since '82.
Incredible growth. You see the participation here. Should have been 30 teams this year, but Uganda with some visa issues, so we had 29. But you can see last 5 championships, incredible growth in this World Championship.
7th place games, 5th place games going on right now. At last check, Israel and the Czech Republic had the leads in their respective contests. So proud, ESPN, to bring you the most widely broadcast World Lacrosse Women's Championships ever. 110 games when it's all said and done, 107 that made air on the ESPN family of networks. Merrifield getting back to the draw circle, gave birth to her daughter Riley in 2020. Australia in the green. Lane was trying to come up with it. The whistle blares out.
Really even first quarter, Joe, on the scoreboard, but also they split draws 3-3. Both teams had 7 shots. Really evenly matched, Australia and England.
As Lane sets sail, she runs past Hump inside the restraining line, where we play 6-on-6 in this World Championship venture. Sarah Mollison going to the cage, swings away from Chan. Mollison was one of the youngest players on the Aussie team that won it in Annapolis, about a half hour, 40 minutes away in 2005. Mollison driving against Chan, turns and fires. Reed was there at the post. Britt Reed makes the stop, gets away from the riding Mollison as England looks to clear.
It's a nice save by Reed. Mollison wanted to probably take 1 or 2 more steps in, give herself a better angle, throw a little bit of a stick fake in there. You see here, Reed was not fooled at all by this. She needed, great job getting her hands free, but she needed an extra step around that crease.
Reed with 3 saves against Mollison, who is playing in her 5th different World Championship. Remarkably long career. Ruby Smith playing catch with Southorn. Georgina finds Hump. Hump lurking back behind the goal as always. Southorn turns around a little screen that she set. Emily Gray. Goals against Scotland, Canada, and Wales in this tournament. For Merrifield, who's tallied against Israel and Canada since coming off the shelf injured. Merrifield on the roll dodge, picked up by Quas. A deliberate offensive set here for England.
They were trying to create space there for Merrifield, but Australia read it well. She was looking for that challenge down the alley, unable to get it.
Whittle is their top gun. She ran right into a sturdy Sarah Smith. The aggressive defender made the play, and Australia gets the ball back. A low-scoring affair in this bronze medal game. Canada and the United States in the gold medal game coming up at noon on ESPN2.
Possession's so important in this game. Australia had 0 turnovers in the first quarter. England had 1. So these turnovers mean so much more when there's no possession clock. Possession is king here.
Georgia Latch, who leads the Australians in scoring in the tournament, run down there by Emma Oakley. Oakley loves a tough defensive assignment. A lot of those have been going to Emily Knowles. Bonnie Yu, that is. Crossing up Nielsen there on the pass. Chan with bodies flying. It comes up in the cross of Sarah Smith. And Nielsen is still down, dabbing at her forehead. Nielsen appears to be A-OK as we check out what happened.
See this ground ball tussle here. Just got tied up. I think took that Chloe Chan's stick, caught her right in the head on that fall there. We see right when it whips around, yeah, right in the face it got her.
We referenced that great bronze medal game of 2017, England winning in overtime. Nielsen had a hat trick in that performance in the losing effort. Mollison going to goal against Knowles. Knowles keeps her at stick flank. Nearing the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. We were level at 3 after 1. Hiron, no running room. Merrifield there with a solid defensive effort. Nielsen against Chan.
You hear Coach Collier saying on the hip, on the hip. That means he wants them to focus on the hips. Don't be fooled by that footwork or stick work. Focus on their hips. Stay with them defensively. And this is a nice double team here by England's D.
Coach has been thrilled with the defense. Goals against average just a little over 8 throughout this entire tournament. Coach Collier can't brag enough about how well they've stacked up in front of the netminders Reed and Greenwood. Nice successful clear for Team England. Liv Wimpenny, who had a couple of goals against Israel in the quarters, snaps the pass and we go 6-on-6 with 10 and change to go in the opening half. Wimpenny in no hurry. The offensive-minded Tilly Shires steps inside that restraining line. Southorn towards the circle, turn back. The feed in tight for Hump. Misfires, but there was a whistle and a foul. Olivia Hump, just her second free position. From the severe angle against Cunningham. Zips it high, backed up there by Southorn. On a shot, it's closest to the ball where and when it leaves the playing surface that gets possession. Georgina, the third leading scorer, has it for England. Whittle trying that speed dodge against Smith. Here comes the help from Quas.
Great help there from Quas. Whittle had a lot of room on that side, so Quas went early, try and slow down that challenge. Really nicely done.
If Australia has its wish, Rachel, they'll be getting the ball out of Whittle's cross as soon as possible. Southorn from the angle, bounced it wide. A foot race with a ball down. Thorne didn't come up with it. The officials awarding possession to England. Almost 6 minutes clear in a scoreless second quarter. Olivia Hump turns, lost it. Wimpenny was there. She's in a duel down low. Shires also taken out of her cross. And the officials are going to say charge again.
Another charge against Team Australia. Bella Thorne is down. Bella Thorne.
Close.
Close. Not from Twilight.
Old habits. Abby Thorne, of whom you
Thorne.
speak.
Definitely not Bella Thorne playing lacrosse. But the second charge here against Team England. This is a focus, you said, Trish Adams, about trying to get these charge calls because England just goes so hard to net.
Folks, this weekend, WNBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. Today on ESPN, the three-point contest and skills challenge at 3 Eastern. Tomorrow, the 18th annual All-Star games on ABC at 1 Eastern. Both also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Morlang in tight quarters with Nielsen. Hannah jogs it ahead. Almost halfway through this second quarter, the last goal on the board from Homp of Team England late in the first. An English side that's averaged 11 goals per game in the tournament. Lane working offense now for Australia. Hesitates, maneuvers in. Defender down to the deck, no whistle. Georgia Latch against Knowles. Bonnie Yu makes the catch. The officiating crew led by Liz Brush today with another whistle. Referee Sashi Goto gets back into position. Bonnie Yu brings it on around. We are scoreless in upwards of 13 minutes now since that last Homp tally. Morlang in her 4th World Championships swings the net against Ferrum. Claire Ferrum, the captain of this team, she was a reserve in 2017. Latch from the angle, scores, but they're gonna wash it out again.
Shooting space call. You see Australia shaking their heads. Beautiful screen to get Georgia Latch free there. She'll have another shot at this with the free position.
The Australian side averaging 9 goals a game. Latch takes the handoff.
Check into the body there against England.
And against Kelly, as done by the aggressive Charlie Wilson. Stephanie's like, let me play.
Give me those 2 meters.
Kelly will turn. Did not pick up a point in the semifinal loss to the United States a couple days back. Nielsen, roll dodge, a couple of times against Chan, who stayed right there with good footing. Nielsen turns the cage, bouncer rejected by Britt Reed. Her 4th stop in goal for Team England.
Britt Reed looking much more settled and confident in this second quarter, Joe. Nice save there off of a really nice take from Hannah Nielsen off a screen.
It's one thing we know about Britt. She can be like a microwave in goal. When she heats up, she does so quickly and she stays hot for a while. Merrifield scanning the Australian defense. Less than 6 minutes to go and still no tallies at all in this second quarter. Southorn wants to change that. These are her first steps with the English senior national team in this tournament.
And she has really come alive. She was a huge part of the win against Canada just 2 days ago.
4-point performance, a hat trick of goals.
You know, these teams have had a void of competition with the pandemic, so each game you can just see them getting better and gelling exponentially game over game.
Whittle dropped the ball. She knows a thing or two about hat tricks. Whittle has 4 of them in this tournament. Game 8 for each of these 2 squads. Southorn waiting. Looking for Homp off the split dodge from right hand to left. Bring it back to Southorn from the sharp angle. Fires wide of Cunningham, who lunged to her knees. Olivia Homp will bring it back in.
Team England working a stack up high, trying to run cutters off the stack.
Merrifield, equally adept at shooting and feeding. Whittle works against Sarah Smith once more. On the re-dodge, Smith stays there. The pass is high. Turnover.
Sarah Smith doing an incredible job against Meg Whittle right now, staying with her step for step. Meg Whittle is that first step we talk about, so shifty. The 4th turnover for England. Really, really good D here by Australia.
As the Aussies in green will clear, versatile defender Abby Thorne brings it away. A strong ride from Homp. That was a long journey to get there for that trail check. Aussies in possession of the ball. You can trace women's lacrosse in Australia back to as early as 1904 at the Melbourne Girls Grammar School. This game began at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Rachel. That's 11:30 p.m. Saturday night in Melbourne. The Aussies are tuned in and loving it.
Perfect timing for a Saturday night, Joe.
Quas, who has a couple of goals. Latch is the other Australian on the score sheet. Big face dodge there from Quas, trying to get some room against a smothering English defense.
The nice drawn dump, but England read that and adjusted back perfectly and quickly.
Beck Lane picked up on the outside. Ruby Smith is with her. Hiron, controversial hit in the United States game that precipitated an injury to U.S. attacker Kylie Ohlmiller. Nielsen, run to the ditch on the outside. Aussies taking control of the ball. We tick down less than 3 minutes to go in the half. Quas will flip it. Nice work here. Snapshot was high. Lane had the corner. She just missed it.
This is a long defensive stand for Team England here. They've got to be tired.
Team Australia, head coach Trish Adams is going to take a timeout. Each team, Rachel, gets 2 timeouts for the entirety of the 60-minute game. Those timeouts would not carry over if we need overtime again, like these two teams did 5 years ago.
So I think the whistle was not for a timeout here. They're coming back on the field.
Apologies,
No,
we are going to resume play here in a drought of 18 minutes.
They had to get the ball, went out of the field of play there.
Quas will turn. Quas fires in there. Britt Reed way out on the angle. Makes the stop.
They've got to get it down safely. Their D is tired.
Britt Reed with a handful of saves in this first half, which exists for another 2 minutes. We'll play stop time in the last 30 seconds. Mad dash towards the goal. Dropping the ball there was Ruby Smith.
Got a little too excited there on that fast break.
Her eyes got wide, didn't they? Southorn was hit under the jaw, grabbing at her jaw and throat. And this is going to be a yellow card, time serving foul against the very tenacious Stephanie McNamara.
Get a chance to see it again here. A cross check to the neck. It will be woman up now, serve the full 2 minutes. And possession is so important, Joe, but this is one of those things. There's 2 minutes left in the quarter. Do you want to try and get 1, 2, or 3 goals here quickly before they come back even?
These are all-you-can-eat situations. There's no release should England score. 1:38 left to play. Hump from the angle. Quick pass. Score! Emily Gray. Beautiful ball movement.
Playing against just 5 defenders. Australia has to drop into a zone there. And switching fields when playing a zone is so important. You see them go to the left side down low, then Hump finds her across to the right. A little bit of pinball there. Great job on their ball movement by England. Sneaking that past that near pipe.
Emily Gray in her 3rd World Championships, tallying 3 times, ending a very, very lengthy drought, upwards of 20 minutes for these two teams without a marker. The player up goal for Gray gives England the 4-3 lead. They stay player up in the remaining 30 seconds. Referees and officials' whistles will stop time now in the final 30 ticks of the first, second, and third quarters. Wimpenny leads the team in draw control. She comes up with another. Shovels it away. Liv Thomas brings it back upfield. Time's a-wasting now. Final 10 seconds of the half.
Gotta move quickly to get something going here.
Southorn feeds. Score! Beautiful look inside for Hump.
And that yellow card, devastating now. 2 goals in just over a minute and a half. Just caught her a step ahead of her defender there. Great feed, great use of her body by Olivia Hump to protect that stick.
Rachel, you were an incredible defender at Princeton during your playing days, the only defender to win the Tawaraton Award, the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. When you're defending against a cutter like that, what's first top of mind for you?
Well, you've got to stay with her, stay in front of her, and protect the stick. They just need an inch or two of free space in that stick to catch it, so you've got to match stick for stick there.
That's all it took as this opening half comes to its end. England with a couple of player-up goals. A foul from Stephanie McNamara of Australia that has hurt. Britt Reed doing the job between the pipes. The English fans love it. It's 5-3 after 30 minutes. Halftime coming up on ESPNU. To World Lacrosse Women's World Championship on ESPN. This is the bronze medal game between England and Australia. Have a look at the brackets with a 5-3 English lead. The United States and Canada coming up at noon on ESPN2. Rachel, there were no surprises in the quarterfinals nor the semis. This tournament has gone right according to Hoyle.
Yeah, this is sort of how we expected things to play out, but this 3-4 matchup between these two teams, now a storied rivalry, as we've mentioned, England bettering Australia in the bronze medal game in overtime in 2017. Australia has been held scoreless for more than 20 minutes. They've got to get quick off this draw, make quick work here in this second half.
One thing that you itemized for us in our pregame meeting was to have Australia taking care of the ball. They need possession here. As Knowles was complaining, she wanted a foul on Nielsen all the way towards the restraining line. Emily Knowles, who has a number of responsibilities on the playing field, Rachel, for Team England. Among those, of course, taking care of that cuddly toy lion. That's the mascot.
The youngest player on Team England is responsible for Leo the lion. We saw her earlier in the tournament carrying Leo around, a big stuffed lion that England brings with them wherever they go.
In the red and working back behind the cage. It was a couple of player-up goals for the English side late in the second quarter that sprung them to this 5-3 advantage. Compliments of Gray and Hump. Aussies back level now. A costly foul against Stephanie McNamara. She will look to make amends before this bronze medal day is through. Fareham matched up with Smith. Fareham going to goal off the restart. Bouncers on the way. No goal. That one rattled out, but there was a whistle beforehand.
Shooting space call will bring this one back. This is the third, if not fourth time we've seen a goal called back because of shooting space, Joe.
Carly Evans has come off the bench for Trish Adams. Evans calmly makes that save.
Looking very relaxed there, Joe. Almost
nice
too
and
relaxed.
easy.
Yeah, no
nice
big
and
deal.
easy. Nothing to it. She had a couple of stops against England in the first meeting between these two. That was way back on June 30th, a 12-4 England win.
Fareham, as you see on your left there, tried to kind of go high to low, but Evans wasn't falling for it.
Boy, the goalposts have been really good today. Reed just heard another one rattle around and out as Wimpenny brings it across the midline with a trailer. Tilly Shires. Give it back to Wimpenny going to goal. Nice pass. Whittle just took her eyes off of that feed. It bounced off the top of her cross. Settle it. Fareham shooting space again.
Yeah, you saw that one coming with that cross field pass and then that slide. When you've got to slide low to high off of a switch field, it's really hard to stay out of shooting space.
England 22 of 42 from free position before the day began in this tournament. Now 8 games old for these two teams. Fareham finessed around Quas, and we are 6-on-6 inside the restraining line. There is no shot clock. Roster size is at 18 in the World Championships, and all the coaches would love to see that number increase. It's an 11-meter fan measured from the line that Carly Evans is standing upon, that goal line. Southorn to turn against McNamara, right there at her grill.
Yeah, you'll hear us call it the 11-meter, but it is 8 meters of distance. It's just different language that they use in the international rule book.
Officials today led by Liz Brush. Past the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. A 2-goal advantage for England, which won bronze over Australia on home soil 5 years ago.
Referees want to talk about this one. Maybe offsetting fouls here. We're going to see another throw, I believe, Joe.
Would be the second of the game.
That's great defense there by Abby Thorne. I'm not sure actually where either foul was on that. Maybe out of the view of the camera, off ball. Or maybe they said, they blew the whistle and it's no foul, so it goes to a throw. That's probably more likely.
Wim Penny and Hiron awaiting this throw. The officials asking for some room.
So in addition to the shot clock, moving to alternate possession, I think, would be a big win for this rule book. A throw. Haven't seen throws in NCAA in a bit, and it's just a very strange way to decide possession. The referees tossing it. It's just not really like a fair way to do it. Alternate possession would be a great option for them to go to in future World Cups.
Beck Lane ignites this clear for Australia, runs right past the speedy Megan Whittle. Lane, full throttle, trail check by Hump. Great steal.
Great steal, as you said. Great pursuit. Olivia Hump in transition, working really hard. Unfortunately, comes right back.
Nielsen has it for the Aussies in green. Getting it right to the cross of Beck Lane. She'll pitch it out wide. That's Abby Thorne. The birthday girl today turning 20. Georgia Latch connecting the dots with Quas and Lane, and then around to Bonnie Yu.
Now almost 25 minutes without a goal, Joe, for Team Australia. Got to be smart with possession here, but also have to get something going.
Quas off the sweep. No shooting room for her. Bonnie Yu. She'll come the other direction. Nielsen, nothing inside yet. Turn it. Latch, doubled, great pass. Oh, Reed with a dynamite stop on Lane. Britt Reed, a half a dozen stops, and that one crucial.
Great save there by Britt Reed. Beck Lane needed to take one extra second. A great draw and dump here from Australia. Nice feed. She needed to just take that second.
Meanwhile, 2-on-1, score! Whittle upstairs.
Got an injury here. Off the save. That really started off the save there from Britt Reed. Quick transition from Team England. Nice ball movement down the field. Merrifield getting it going. Just great catch and finish there.
The remarkable Megan Whittle doing it again, leading England in goals by a wide margin. As we near the midway mark of the third quarter, the English doubling up the Aussies in this bronze medal game.
Aussies have to be careful not to let this one get away from them. They can score quickly, but they've got to get possession.
Draw control for Morlang. Nielsen, veteran playmaker, wanders her way into the offensive end. This is a very important trip here offensively for the Aussies. Forced back by Knowles. That pass crossing up Quas. It won't roll out of bounds on the soggy turf. There has been light rain throughout the day. A tournament that at times has been plagued by severe weather delays. An incredible rainstorm in the United States-Japan quarterfinal. Lane looking inside. Quas turns, bounced it wide. Nielsen. Redodge against Oakley. Ball comes up for Maddie Copeland, who did not play in the semifinals. She was in COVID protocol. Olivia Parker subbed in for her and actually scored against the United States. It was a wonderful moment for Parker and Coach Trish Adams, who train in the same area. This bounce shot, score! Quas has the hat trick.
Great offensive possession there by Team Australia. A lot of good ball movement. They had some great opportunities. Waiting for the right one. Quas just so fast. Lefty oven, great shot placement. Right around Britt Reed there. We talk about Britt Reed coming out really far, and sometimes when she comes out that far, she's trying to cut off the angle, but if the attacker has some patience there, then it's just a lot easier to go right around her when she comes out like that.
Quas, who had a goal and an assist against Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee with the Czechs earlier today in the 7th place game. As Quas continues to get the accolades on the sideline, we'll do it again inside the draw circle. Now a 2-goal game with just over 6 minutes to work in the third, ending a 28-minute drought for Team Australia. England had the last 5 goals in succession prior to Quas. Knowles leaves it for Liv Thomas. Thomas with a good step working wide, elected not to shoot. Georgina Southorn and Hump working back behind the cage, now guarded by Carly Evans in the second half. Addie Cunningham was the starter today. Merrifield wants it. Working in against Laura Evans, her sister guarding the goal. Pass down, gets away from Southorn, turnover against the English side.
Great pressure there by Team Australia, closing the gap on those passes, forcing that errant pass by Team England. Turnovers are going to be so important here, Joe, with just a quarter and a half left.
In what has to be an emotional game for the gang in green.
Ooh, Sarah Smith.
She gets whistled. Possession belongs to England. An emotional game for the Aussies when you think about the veterans perhaps making their last stand. Names like Nielsen, Mollison, Morlang. Southorn in no hurry. There is no shot clock in the Women's World Championships.
Good help there. That early slide against Meg Whittle's challenge.
Southorn trying it again against you. The feed, that's just out of reach for a diving Olivia Hump. Defensive stand turned in by the Aussies. That's what they need. Short hopped by Nielsen. She gets possession.
Yeah, I think, did she go over the line before?
Very well may have.
Yep, that's what England is saying, but it happened so quickly, I'm not sure they caught it.
The officials awarding the ball to Australia and Ashton Hiron.
Somebody on this near side to us would have had to scoot over if Nielsen was going to go into the defensive end.
Hiron's best goal-scoring effort in the tournament was a 3-goal spree against Ireland. Bonnie Hugh brings it across. The Aussies took out the Irish in the round of 16 in the championship bracket. 29 nations originally represented at the top of this tournament. It was supposed to be 30. Uganda not able to attend due to challenges in the visa process. Over 500 athletes when it began. Nielsen inside, sent it wide, but she was fouled.
Yeah, that got away with one there. Just a swipe behind by Emily Knowles there.
Another really good, really close game between England and Australia in the bronze medal match. Canada and the United States at high noon on ESPN2. They'll fight for gold. Lacrosse is looking for her fourth on the day. Nielsen, split dodge from right to left. Skip it to latch. One more, Mollison, roll dodge. Fires it wide. Again, Reed was there to challenge with help from her defender. On the end line, it's out of bounds. Closest to the ball where and when it leaves the surface. On a shot, gets possession. Knowles was in there too quickly against Latch. The officials will give the ball to the Aussies.
And they've got a restart there. Knowles was trying to get away with one, but play was not reset.
She is quite a ball of fire on defense, isn't she, Emily Knowles? Non-stop. Bonnie Hughes speeds in against Merrifield. Latch straight away. Mollison from the wing. Kick it there. Work it back out. Mollison is straight away. Latch turns, fires. Reed makes the denial there at the top of the circle. Britt Reed has 9 saves. Reed, who made 11 against Canada in pool play, approaching double figures again.
Australia's getting really good looks at the cage. They've got 8 shots just to England's 2 this quarter. And then they're doing a nice job of getting the ball back off those rebounds. Big save there by Reed, coming out far outside of her cage.
There isn't another keeper in this tournament who will be that aggressive that often. Reed loves to play on what we would call a high arc. Bonnie Yu, co-captain of the Australian under-19 team that won bronze in the past. There's Hayley Safarnos. First time we've had a chance to call her name. Safarnos has been one of the top goal-scoring reserves for the Aussies in the tournament. Quas splits left. Ball down, it'll go wide. Safarnos is there on the backup.
Long defensive stand here for Team England.
Hayley, who tore an ACL on the eve of the 2017 tournament. She did not play in it.
Stopping the clock here. Got a timeout from Australia. Wants to talk it over with under a minute left in this third quarter. Try and get this within 1 goal.
Trish and Jen Adams, coach and assistant coach on the Aussie side. Suzanne McSullivan, Adam Sear, also in a coaching role. In a 6-4 game, Rachel, Australia's trip to the United States this time around, fully funded by the Safarnos Foundation. Hayley, her late mom, Sue Safarnos, passed away in 2020.
Sue Safarnos, the heart and soul of Team Australia. You see her signature on the sleeves of the jerseys today for Team Australia. They talk about Sue Safarnos and Melly, that she embodied Australia lacrosse. The way she lived her life, the way she played, the way she coached, the way she treated others, and carrying on that tradition for her mother.
Sue Safarnos, in the words of Stacey Morlang there, 21 in the green, she ingrained the importance of friendship to this entire team. Trish Adams, the head coach, said that Sue lived and breathed culture and connection for her teams. She remains a hugely impactful presence. There's her daughter, Hayley. Sue Safarnos would have been the general manager for this squad in 2022.
And the culture of Australian lacrosse is one of their superpowers. They have fun together, so much fun together, no matter what's going on in a 2.5-hour rain delay. Whatever the situation is, it's all about mateship for them.
Don't be surprised if Hayley gets on the board soon. She has goals in 6 of the 7 games for the Aussies in this tournament. And when we drift under 30 seconds, it's stop time now on the official's whistle. England has the lead by 2. Whittle and Quas have traded goals in this frame. England had a 5-3 advantage at the break.
So just with about 15 seconds, they're going to really start to get something going. Quas has had the hot hand today. We'll see what they elect to do here.
Nielsen off the swim move. Hannah Nielsen feeds. Nice catch by Beck Lane. With 5 seconds to go, she's dumped.
She's going to have...
Rachel, if I've done my homework right, the stats say she has not had a free position shot in the entire tournament. Beck Lane from the angle. It's for Bonnie Hugh. Time's a wasted. One more. Quick stick sent wide by Hannah Nielsen at the horn, ending 3. It has been a very entertaining, hotly contested game, back and forth between Australia and England as they battle for bronze. Whittle and Quass, as usual, on the score sheet. Final 15 minutes to come. Folks, this weekend, the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. Today on ESPN, the three-point contest and the skills challenge at 3 Eastern. Tomorrow, the 18th annual All-Star Game on ABC at 1 Eastern. Both available on the ESPN app so you can watch anywhere. The Women's World Championships playing out over the last 11 days. The United States and Canada in the gold medal match that comes today at noon on ESPN2. We played 3 quarters in the bronze, Rachel. It's 6-4 in favor of England. There is so much enthusiasm in the stands. You know that they would love and travel well should they see lacrosse in the Olympics in 2028.
This final 15 will decide whether Australia gets their 4th bronze, England looking for their 5th bronze. The difference in this game, Joe, there's 2 goals with that yellow card against Australia.
Stephanie McNamara committing a foul late in the opening half. Yellow cards are full-time serving, so they're all you can eat when you're on offense. And it was England getting tallies from Emily Gray and Olivia Homp in short order, back-to-back before the end of the half that gave England the 5-3 advantage. Now 6-4 with 15 minutes to go. England won bronze 5 years ago through the raindrops in overtime against Australia. The first time the Aussies have failed a medal ever in a Women's World Championship back to 82.
We're going to get a redraw here. Did not go high enough. In that 3rd quarter, Australia dominated possession. They had 10 shots to England's 2, but only the score was 1-1 in that quarter.
That's Rachel Becker-DeCecco. I'm Joe Beninati as we shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for all of their efforts, not only today, but throughout the last 11 days. It has been a tremendous amount of heavy lifting for them, helping us to look and sound our best. We appreciate it very much as the 4th quarter is underway. We'll play stop time on the official's whistle in the final 2 minutes. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. As Moorlang gets trapped, it's going to stay Australia ball.
Moorlang got a little bit lucky there. She sort of ran right into that triple team. They got to move the ball here, get it over safely.
Moorlang in her 4th World Championships, still a tremendous asset for the Aussies. When we look at Phil Collier's Team England, there's a mix of newcomers and veterans, and Collier will tell you he probably has another 10 players waiting for the next time around.
Yeah, he talked about the growth and explosion of lacrosse in England and the depth that he's building within his national team's program.
Latch off the sweep, fire, score! Georgia Latch!
Georgia Latch has been making an impact on this Australia team the whole tournament. Stepping up when they need her most. Just a great challenge. Got that step on her defender. Good deception with that shot.
The Aussies love it. 11 and 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday night in Australia when this game began at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
If the rowdiness of this crowd is any indication of what's happening in Melbourne right now, I'm sure it's a party. Latch with goals in 5 of the last 7 in this tournament. 8 games worth of activity for each side. England at 4-3, Australia at 3-4 overall as they battle for bronze. A huge motivating factor for the team in green. Knocked off by
England in the bronze medal game 5 years ago. Beck Lane, who even after all of these hard days and nights on the lacrosse field, looks fresh as a daisy. Looks like she could run all day. 6-on-6 inside the restraining line. 10-on-10 on the field. No shot clock. Hiron building momentum against Thomas. Feeds it there to Latch. Do they keep it with Georgia? She has the hot stick right now.
Georgia, you can go Theo Quas.
Nielsen picking and choosing. Hannah gets topside off the question mark. Score! Brand new at 6.
Hannah Nielsen, a legend for this Team Australia team with the question mark. She kind of lulled her defender there a little bit, went up, and just great job getting her hands free and great awareness of where she was on the field. Knew she needed to get that far inside. The little jump shot past Reed.
Tried and true, so trusty in the eyes of Trish Adams, her head coach. Hannah Nielsen getting them up out of their seats again in the stands at Unitas Stadium. Johnny Unitas Stadium on the campus of Towson University, named after Pro Football Hall of Famer Johnny Unitas. Tremendous pro career, so much of it done with the Baltimore Colts. 3 unanswered goals for the Australians to bring us level at 6 apiece. Just less than 11 to go in the bronze medal game.
Physicality here, Joe, is ramping up in this quarter.
Now it is England that's going through a goal-scoring drought, closing in on 15 minutes without a tally since the strike from Whittle in the third quarter. Beck Lane and the Australians have momentum. Kelly against Wilson. Stephanie Kelly, who had a huge game against Ireland. A great college season finishing up at Rutgers. Hiron measured by Merrifield. Lane has her defender hung up. Now Chan engages. 10 minutes to go. Latch, so smooth. Work it inside. Quick stick just sent wide. Nielsen had a great look.
Really perfect look. I'm sure she wants that one back. Perfectly executed play there.
You see the scowl on her face.
Yeah, all she needed to do was finish that.
One thing we should mention too, Rachel, goggles are not mandatory in international play. Bouncer here, eaten up by Reed. Whoa! She just does capture that in front of the goal line. Britt Reed into double figures in saves now. Will clear it for England.
See that great feed there. And Nielsen just wide. And then a big save from Reed against Ashton Hiron.
Hump plays for Whittle. You would figure 22 and 23 Red would have the ball as often as possible late in regulation. Ferrum will change the point of attack for Wimpenny. Tors Anderson, who's also been a dependable scorer in this tournament, 1 in the red. Ferrum will go, flip for Hump. Off the hitch move, she fires, score! On her way down, it is Hump. Swimming England to the lead.
Olivia Hump is so strong with the ball. It's a nice job here, taking it off the flip, a little fake, powering through, getting that shot off. Tried to get a shooting space, I think, there, and then just took it lefty right past Carly Evans.
Reputation as a big game player. Well-deserved, Olivia Hump. Her 4th hat trick of the tournament. Australia inside the draw circle. Precious possessions now. The Aussies have won the last 3 draws. 7:40 left, running time in the 4th. Stop time in the final 2 minutes. Look at the hustle from Nielsen. She wins the ground ball for Australia.
Very likely her last campaign in a world championship. Hannah Nielsen is leaving nothing to chance here, Joe.
What's that expression? You might as well empty the tank. Bonnie Hugh has possession. 7-6 for England. The lead goal from Olivia Hump. Latch will slow tempo. Quas is an accelerator. She has great speed. Runs right by Ferrum. Help comes from Knowles. Quas off the space dodge, rolling back inside the 11. The feed there to Hugh. She's nudged, fouled by Shires.
Shires on the body there. Bonnie Hugh will get an 11 meter, which is still an 8 meter. It's just where they measure it, Joe.
Bonnie Hugh, who was great against Haudenosaunee. She scored 3 times. Tallies in 2 of the last 3 games. Hugh, whistle ready, will not shoot it here. Another shooting space call. 7-6 England, 6:25 to go in the 4th. The United States and Canada in the gold medal game at noon on ESPN2. Reed way out of the cage again, taking the angle away, and she swats down that shot from Georgia Latch.
Big save there by Reed, coming all the way out, as you said. Latch needed to just take that extra second. We've seen it with the last 2 Australian shots. Britt Reed is not going to fall for a shot with there's no fake involved, and just read that one all the way in.
So many goalkeepers, men or women, they play on a very shallow arc. Britt, an extremely high arc, and she does it really well. The one thing that you said, Rachel, that comes to mind, when she is out that aggressively, you can find the back door.
Yep, you just got to take that extra second and get it right around her there. But in this, the intensity of this moment now, 1 goal game, 5 minutes left for the bronze medal. Everyone's got to take a deep breath.
5 years ago, they went to overtime. Whittle won it in the 4th overtime period of a very rainy day. It's rainy again at United Stadium. Just a mist. Just enough to aggravate you.
Now, I know you can see England taking their time. I sure hope for those watching at home they're not trying to hold it for those last 5 minutes, Joe, but it could be likely just up 1. I think an insurance goal for them.
There is no shot clock.
There is no shot clock.
Ferrum with goals in 5 of the last 7 games. Not on the score sheet yet today. The captain, player in whom Coach Collier has enormous trust. She does so many different things. Coach says when she scores, it's just icing on the cake. Tors Anderson had a hat trick against Scotland. She's the most vocal player in the English dressing room. Ferrum, just chilling. If you're Australia, when do you think about hedging out defensively now? The time is elapsing.
You've got to have patience, though, because this is what England wants. They're making you come all the way out. They want you to make a mental error and then sneak right by you and get that insurance goal. You've got time. England is comfortable with the ball, but Australia plays a really good high-pressure D, so they've gotten some turnovers just one-on-one today. Looking to do that again before they start to send this double here.
Knowles activating now into the offensive end. 6-on-6 inside the restraining line. Knowles. Step for step with her is McNamara. This is what England is going to do. They are going to shrink this 4th quarter. We are at a snail's pace now.
And this here, Joe, quite frankly, is why we need a possession clock. They started this almost 2 minutes ago, and they're just playing keep away here.
Olivia Hump, her 3rd goal, giving England the lead. And now the English side going through an extremely long offensive possession and with no interest in going to goal. And you can come all the way back if you'd like.
Yeah, there's no backcourt like basketball or over and back like in men's lacrosse. So now they're going to try and trap. You want to try and get them on a sideline, use it to your advantage, try and get them in a trap here. But they are using this whole field.
It's in the rule book. You might as well take advantage of it. If this were an NCAA Division I game or an Athletes Unlimited game, there's a shot clock. You have to take that or else you lose possession. There is not a shot clock in this World Championships. England is taking advantage and hanging on, clinging to a 1-goal lead with 2.5 to go.
You see that double coming from Australia now, so they're going to have almost a backer trying to run through.
Homp was fouled. She'll play catch with Ruby Smith. Farham is all alone on the outside, and the time continues to tick. Once we get below 2 minutes, when the officials blow their whistles, there will be stop time. Chan loops it into the corner. Everybody getting involved now for England. A bronze medal is on the line.
So at some point, you've got to get your goalie out, have her mark a player so that you can send a double. Does not look like Australia's opting to do that quite yet.
Carly Evans is in the cage. Pass the tie, there's a turnover the Australians needed. Latch has possession, 1:45 to go.
She's got to move the ball.
Getting away from the double team, finds Beck Lane. Lane wandering through the traffic, storms into her defender. The English are very good at drawing fouls.
Trying to get a charge there. That was not a charge, but doesn't hurt to try, I guess, Emily Knowles. Now we got a stoppage time now, so just more than a minute and a half. Australia does have one timeout left.
Lane moves it, keep it hot, Nielsen. Nielsen stick check, gets underneath, going to goal. She was fouled. Fouled by Emma Oakley. And now it'll be on the cross of the great veteran for Australia, Hannah Nielsen. 90 seconds left in regulation. Will she choose to go eye to eye with Britt Reid?
Billie Jean King says pressure is a privilege. Hannah Nielsen, if I'm Australia, this is who I want to have the ball in my stick right now.
Nielsen lets it go. That was deflected. Great effort by Knowles to impede that shot. 17 Red made a great defensive play. It is still Australia ball. Closest to the ball on a shot, where and when it leaves the playing surface, gets possession. Quas is an excellent dodger with a quick first step. She looks inside, nice catch. Give and go back, score! Dazzling ball movement, it's Nielsen.
Hannah Nielsen tying it up for Team Australia with an unbelievable bang bang play. Quas with that great handle there. And then the feed to Nielsen, vet to vet, Mollison to Nielsen. I mean, the confidence to pass that into traffic. Nielsen with the handle and the finish. Unbelievable, Joe.
Super pass from Sarah Mollison, who had 3 assists against Ireland in the round of 16. Nielsen has the last 2 goals. She's made it a 7-7 game. The most important draw of the entire tournament now for England and Australia.
Both went for the whistle there. We'll see if they'll redraw or do a throw. They're gonna...
Shires and Morlang.
Morlang is like...
not happy here.
Unbelievable. You hear her say that I think she believed that England went early. You see her giving direction there where it's gonna go.
A lot of it is nonverbal cues, isn't it? Ball down, possession to be awarded, stop time in the final 71 seconds. It is going to be Australia ball on the strength of back-to-back goals from Nielsen. She's made it 7-all. The English side had possession with about 4.5 minutes to go, went into a stall tactic, turned it over, and Nielsen tied it. Now her side in green has the chance to take a late lead, looking to avenge a bronze medal loss 5 years ago in England in overtime. Stephanie Kelly teaming up with Quas, under a minute.
Now the timeout doesn't carry into overtime, Joe, so Trish Adams is still saving it. England also has a timeout.
Should we go to the extra session, each team would be awarded a timeout in the overtime period.
Now, I'm sure they've prepared for this moment. Tie game under a minute. You've got a play call for this already, probably in your repertoire, so they're going to run it as planned. It looks like no timeout needed.
Down to 30 seconds in the bronze medal game. Level at 7. Latch against Knowles, a familiar matchup throughout the day. Latch on the pump fake. Great pass inside. Nielsen made the catch. There was a whistle called. Nielsen is going back to the free position.
Center hash for Hannah Nielsen.
Wouldn't this be fitting? 18 seconds left for one of Australia's greatest ever. Lets it go. She sent it high.
Too high, and England was behind.
Terrific backup anticipation by Tilly Shires. 24 in the red was closest to the ball. Where and when it left the field on that shot. England now 14 seconds to go.
England scored with very few seconds left in the first and second quarter. Can they do it again?
Chan makes the move. Top of the 11th fan. Lets it fly. Sent it wide. 4 seconds to go. Homp will restart.
They've got to work quickly here. They've done it twice so far in this game.
Olivia Homp looks inside there. Quick stick. Score! Oh my Lord, what a play. They're washing it out.
Crease.
No goal.
At the buzzer, she is signaling a crease violation against England.
What an incredible backhanded quick stick flick at the final horn, washed out. 7 through 60, and the fans are up in arms in the stands both ways for Australia and England. Wow. Let us show you the final seconds of regulation. Homp looking. That is an amazing redirect by Ferrum.
Great play there. See if she went into the crease after.
The officials, headed by Liz Brush, say no goal.
We will have 2 4-minute periods, Joe. Sudden victory.
As we go to overtime, it is sudden victory. It is a bronze medal winning goal for who strikes first. 2 4-minute halves, stop clock. If no team scores at the end of 8, we'll do it again. Each team gets 1 timeout in the overtime period. So they will put 4 minutes on the board, and we'll look for the first strike. The last time they tangled in a bronze medal game, Rachel Becker-DeCecco, in 2017, it took 4 periods of 4 minutes to settle it. Megan Whittle did the honors.
This feels like deja vu from 2017, Joe. Hopefully not for Australia.
Trish Adams said of her gang, "We just want to keep punching above our weight." With enormous pride, Australia into this bronze medal game against England. Coach Phil Collier on the other side of the ledger. As the English side buses to these games, playing Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Well, will you be stopped in overtime, or will Coach Collier's team triumph again? Australia. The only time they didn't medal was in 2017. This would be their 4th bronze. England seeking its 7th medal, 5th of a bronze color. In terms of draw possession, draw control today, Australia has won the last 5, Rachel, 10 out of 16 in the game. For those of you just tuning in, Saturday, a 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time start. We are live. This is day 11 of the 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Championships on ESPN. Joe Beninati, Rachel Becker-DeCecco with you. Trish Adams' Australia team with a terrific comeback. A game-tying goal from Hannah Nielsen late in regulation. And now the next goal wins bronze.
There are no second chances here, Joe. These are the moments as an athlete that you dream of.
Wimpenny and Morlang in the draw circle again. 4 minutes of stop time. Ball down, scooped by Lane, looking for numbers. She has a 4-on-3. Nielsen pushing it. Oh, great defensive check there. Wow, sturdy hit delivered.
Hannah Nielsen again will have a center hash, free position shot. Or maybe right outside? Are they
just outside?
Putting her outside, okay.
Merrifield will square up against her. Wimpenny will look to apply a defensive smother tactic. Nielsen's gonna pass out of it. So 6-on-6 we go inside the restraining line. Britt Reed in the cage for England has been dynamite. Another double-figure save day for her. Will Australia strike on the first possession?
High pressure from this England D coming all the way out.
Quas trying to run by Farrell.
Nice save there, nice slide there by England D off that challenge from Quas.
That was Oakley. Latch picks it up. Knowles with her all day long. Knowles makes the takeaway check. England strong at the defensive end. Now can they clear it? Knowles bumped there. Fouled on the ride and redefend by Quas.
Great defensive stop there by Knowles against Latch. Nice clean takeaway.
The bronze medal game 5 years ago was 10-9 in overtime in England's favor. We know this one will end 8-7. For whom is the big question. Oakley had an assist against Israel in the tournament. Launching it on the end line, Georgina Southorn. Has she been clutch in this tournament? 14 in the red. Homp is one of the gunslingers. Whittle the other. Here comes Whittle. She won it 5 years ago in the fourth OT period.
You've got to be ready to slide here. Whittle wants that ball.
Smith right in her face.
That looked near identical to the check we just saw on the opposite end, Joe.
Megan Whittle reloads, the highest goal scorer for England. Feeding for Farham. We've just about played 2 minutes in the first OT period. First goal wins it. Southorn hawked by McNamara. Feed inside, gets away. Quas has it for the Australians as they look to clear.
There's collision. We've cut multiple players down. No call, no whistle.
And Beck Lane with the ball. Leisurely through midfield. Homp will chase her down. Merrifield too. But Lane has an offensive set for Australia.
The job that Sarah Smith has done on Megan Whittle today has been unbelievable.
Mollison's turn now. She'll backpedal away from the cage. 80 seconds left in this first OT period. A Hannah Nielsen goal tied it with under a couple minutes remaining in regulation. After the Aussies survived a lengthy stall tactic from England. The English side coughed it up with a 1-goal lead. Australia made them pay. Quas closing. Quas bouncer! Sent it wide. Backed up well. Move it quickly. Nielsen off the hitch. Not enough room to pull the trigger there.
Incredible job by Chloe Chan closing that gap there. Nielsen looking for that shooting space call. Excellent recovery there by England's defense.
40 seconds left. Nielsen directing traffic.
30 seconds, so they want to get something going. You don't want to try and challenge right from a standstill, so look for them to start moving this ball.
Lane's speed against Merrifield, savvy. Knowles up against Latch. 15 left. First overtime. Stephanie Kelly improved her scoring as the tournament went on. Kelly going to goal. Bumped there. What's the call?
Cross check. It's not an 8-meter. Looks like they're gonna put her behind. And they've got time for maybe a quick feed and a cut here.
5 seconds left. The ball has to be completely across the goal line before 0-0-0 in the horn.
She's got Latch on the opposite side. They're looking to double her. See if she's able to get it off in a quick challenge from Latch.
Kelly moves it to Latch. Latch to Nielsen. Nielsen slings it wide. 1 tick left. Britt Reed watching her defense shape up. Flipped towards the crease. The horn sounds. We're done with the first 4 minutes of overtime. No blood. Hannah Nielsen, so gifted for so long, and her timely tally forced overtime today.
She had to get that one off quickly with time winding down. Just a step down, a little wide there. She had some space on that weak side. She's had a few close ones, Joe, as this game has wound down. You kind of get the feeling one of those is going to go eventually.
If you're on the English side, how do you get Homp and Whittle involved in this pressure-packed situation?
Yeah, I mean, Smith is doing a great job one-on-one when Whittle has the ball, so you've got to run her off screens, try and get them to switch their matchup, get a mismatch, and have Whittle challenge to goal.
The United States and Canada expected to start at noon on ESPN2. That's the gold medal game. This is the dramatic conclusion of the bronze medal match. Aussies so good inside the draw circle. Morlang counted upon. She's won and helped to win the last 6. Wimpenny, this one popped free. Knowles has it. Goosed it away. Emma Oakley driving at the midline. Oakley going to the goal. Determined. Oakley inside the fan. Emma picks it up. Gets it to her more offensive-minded mates.
Yeah, you could tell she was going to go all the way there, but almost caused a turnover.
Southorn. We have seen a deliberate tempo throughout the overtime. Every step measured. Second OT period. Whittle, a long way from the cooker against Sarah Smith. Dodges to the interior. Whittle on the go, sweeping now. Fires! Is it in? No, it's outside the frame. Fans in the stands reacted. Carly Evans said, nah, what are you worried about? She knew it was outside the meshing. Back come the Australians. Abby Thorne. Each team has a timeout in OT. Thorne will come all the way back to Carly Evans, the stay-at-home keeper for the Aussies. She subbed in for Addie Cunningham. Britt Reed has gone the distance in goal and in great form for Team England. Evans plays it ahead through midfield. Ashton Hiron inside the restraining line, 6-on-6, 2:20 left. We hear a whistle. The officials led by Liz Brush. We understand the original start time for the gold medal game, originally slated for noon on ESPN2, will be slid due to this game going deep into overtime. Have to give Canada and the United States enough time to warm up properly and get set for that gold medal match. But in the meantime, we have to settle matters for bronze. The next goal wins it.
Both teams were offsides there. They're not making a call. Are they going to do a throw? No, they're just going to give it to
Hiron, who had goals in 3 of the last 4, restarts the play with Theo Quass. It was Quass who had a hat trick today, going to goal feed, knocked down. Merrifield has been a tower of strength inside defensively. Nielsen,
who else, Joe?
Setting up. The officials clearing space for Hannah. She has the last 2 goals for the Aussies. Merrifield being repositioned by the official. Nielsen gets a better look at Britt Reed. Nielsen makes the pass down low. Dip and dunk chance, not there.
It's a foul. Yeah, she's going to get an 8-meter foul in that shot. A great look by Nielsen.
Finding Beck Lane, who is slow to get off the turf.
Beck Lane did a nice job taking her time there. Maybe just a little bit too much time gave England an opportunity to slide. A really unselfish play by Nielsen, passing it low. She's, see here, the 1 fake, 2 fake, that 3rd fake against Chloe Chan there with the defensive stop and the foul. I mean, she didn't break her feet down. Chana just ran into her body to body there.
Those who know the Aussies well say Beck Lane may be the best shooter on this bunch. Lane from the severe hash.
Look how high Britt Reed is out of her cage right now.
Lane fires, Reed answers. Less than 2 minutes to go.
What a stop. You know, she came out to cut off that angle. Beck Lane, as we've said, has got to try and work around her when she's cutting off that angle. You see here, Reed all the way, almost outside of the goal circle when she made that save.
Her 11th on the day in this bronze medal match. Sudden victory overtime. First goal wins it. This is the 2nd extra session. Southhorn looking for a passing lane, finds Ferrum. Ferrum worked back against Smith. They got the switch of the matchup.
They got the switch, they did. You see that, now they're back.
Can they get it to Whittle in time? No, Smith recovers. Homp and Whittle trying to work a 2-person game. Homp feeds for Whittle. She was double teamed, ball down. Top of the fan now, who comes up with it?
Ground ball.
It is Wimpenny for England. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Wimpenny carefully with Merrifield. Behind the cage, Southhorn against McNamara. Southhorn, top side, whistle.
Off-ball foul. That's an interesting, what a call there.
Whittle, who won the bronze medal match 5 years ago. Free position chance to do it again. She's so quick to the cage. Whittle driving in, snapped it wide. Backed up by Homp. 45 seconds left in OT period number 2.
Nice collapse there by Australia. D. Homp, look for her.
Homp looking for the quick stick of Southhorn, misconnects. Ball down, Knowles has it. Inside the restraining line, Emily Knowles.
Great switch there to avoid being offside.
Knowles has done a little bit of everything today, both defensively and offensively. Merrifield stutter step move. Finds Southhorn in the final 20 seconds. Southhorn sweeping in, fires off the post! It rings around and out. Ball down.
England is offsides there. 2 players went offsides. This is going to be Australian ball, and they've got to move fast, Joe. 13 seconds left in this period. The pipe, Joe, today has been the goalie's best friend.
At least 6 of them.
Some extra paint maybe in between semis.
At least 6 of them. 8 seconds left. Australia on the go. Mollison past Wimpenny. Mollison fires! Reed the save at the horn. This will take 3 OT periods. At least.
What an effort by both of these teams, Joe. Defensively, both teams have had to stay steady and strong. Some great looks at the cages. Britt Reed coming up with some huge saves here in that 2nd overtime period.
Reed a few moments ago, ready to answer the bell. Juicy rebound, but no harm done that late in the period.
They've got to move Britt Reed. That shot, you know, they had 13 seconds left. They elected to really run it out instead of pass it. And I think Mollison needed 1 or 2 more seconds to get a step in and have an opportunity to try and fake it by Reed.
English coach Phil Collier was desperately hoping to reach the final. The championship game between the United States and Canada, originally slated to start at noon. We are awaiting a new start time. It depends, of course, on when this game will finish. Coach Collier of England settled for bronze in 2017. Trish Adams of Australia knocked off the podium for the first time ever in the Women's World Championships 5 years ago, hoping to avenge that loss now in overtime, which was an overtime loss then. Adam Sear in conversation with the head coach. England, the reigning European champs. Quarterfinals Wednesday, semis Thursday, a day off for the 4 semifinalists. Aussies and England for bronze, Canada and the United States coming up for gold.
Fatigue would normally be a factor here, Joe, but these athletes are running on pure adrenaline. This is the bronze medal match. You know, they have played a slew of games over the last 10 days.
And the temperatures, Rachel, may be the most comfortable that they've played in throughout. Remember, this was an early morning start Eastern time. Meg Whittle and Beck Lane getting after each other at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Temps are only in the 70s, not even in the 80s. There has been a misty rain throughout the day. Morlang and Wimpenny. Morlang has risen to the occasion time after time at the draw circle, especially late in the contest. Popping it in the air. This time it's Wimpenny getting possession for England. This is the third overtime. Sudden victory. Next goal wins it.
Wimpenny getting that cleanly to herself.
10 on 10, 6 on 6 inside the restraining line. Fareham hooking up with Merrifield, who didn't play in the first 4 games due to injury. Back to her leadership qualities in the championship bracket. Southorn marked by Beth Varga. Fareham has plenty of room to operate inside the first minute of the third OT. Whittle looking for the jet stream with so much speed, but they don't let her get down into a sprinter's stance.
That early slide against Meg Whittle so key, preventing her from driving hard, likely drawing a foul.
Southorn looking. Homp is lurking around the circle. Southorn choosing Fareham instead. 2:45 to go. England won the opening draw of this third OT period. They've had the ball ever since. Merrifield going around a screen. Leaves to Fareham. Fareham driving in. Bouncer! Fought off the face mask of Carly Evans. That's using your head at the right time. McNamara looking to clear. The best communicator on this Australian team swivels through midfield and picks up Sarah Mollison. Always an engine for this Australian offense.
See her making a play call here. See who Australia opts to give it to. Hannah Nielsen seems to keep finding the ball in her stick and having the opportunity, but Quas today, a few goals. Latch came up big earlier.
Quas going to the cage, fires! Stabbed again by Reed!
Britt Reed. Her 13th save of the game. She is locked in. It's a great challenge by Quas. Beat her defender, a good shot placement there, but Reed seeing it all the way in.
Oakley zigs and zags through the midfield, gets past Kelly. Oakley will feed it. Hump gets possession, kick it out wide for Tilly Shires. Shires has had some big goals in this tournament. Little feed on the give and go. Hump was rattled. Backup belongs to England.
She's gonna get that hash up there, even though it was low. Interesting here on the shot.
Sarah Smith puts up a protest behind her goggles.
Yeah, she was trying to get that on goal line extended, but
Olivia Hump from the hash, a chance to win it. Less than a minute to go in the third OT. Hump fires, score! Back-to-back bronze for England in OT. One necessary stick check. It's a good goal. England pours off the sideline with bronze again.
Olivia Hump with the game winner.
"11 minutes and 6 seconds worth of overtime, and Australia disappointed again."
Hats off to Team Australia for a very, very hard-fought battle against this England team.
The emotion overflowing now for so many of the veteran players on the Australian side in this, their final, more than likely their final World Championship game, coming up a sliver short. Hump's 4th goal. And the tears rain down for Australia. Smiles of joy for Hump. She was fouled by Smith. Smith was hoping that this was not going to cost a free position from the 11. The officials thought otherwise, and Hump converts.
Just a step down, low bouncer, past Carly Evans.
Olivia Hump. It was Whittle 5 years ago. It's Hump today. Let the celebration begin. Bronze medal for England. Once that cross was ruled legal, it was official. Fan support in the stands has been incredible for England in this tournament, and the players are recognizing friends and fans and family through the raindrops here at United Stadium. Bronze to England. The US and Canada coming up on ESPN2. England wins this one, Rachel, by the final of 8-7. That's almost as good as it can get.
An incredible effort by both of these teams. Australia just coming up short again in overtime. Congratulations to Team England with the bronze.
For Rachel Becker-DeCecco, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Remember, the gold medal games coming up on ESPN2. This has been a presentation of ESPN. All around an outstanding effort from the Aussies, but Hump wins bronze for England.